Hello everyone, welcome back to Red Devils Talk. We play Luton tomorrow, our final home game before the last international break for this year, and it is a win that is expected. We'll also be speaking about Sir Jim and his 25% being agreed next week in the international break, and of course, just exactly what is going to happen in this game against Luton Town, which, as I said, we are expected to win. But you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, please. Drop a like. And of course, I thank you and I appreciate the support. I really do. So, let's get into it. So, let's start by Sir Jim before we speak about Luton Town and exactly what Ten Hag and the players are going to potentially be doing in that game. So, as we know, Qatar basically left the race to be the new owner of Manchester United. And that was kind of disappointing to me personally because I did want them to come in and take over because they were the new ownership, the new structure, the fresh new look that we needed. He, of course, and his entire, shall I say, position was to come in and elevate Manchester United to a level that is expected. But we know what the Glazers are like. We know exactly what they do, and they did what they did. And Sir Jim found a way, wormed his way in, and now looks set to take over the footballing side of the club with his 25%. There's the talks of Jean-Claude Blanc coming in as the new CEO, Paul Mitchell as the sporting director, which is promising. And Sir Jim, with what is being put out in the media, he seems to be this hero for Manchester United. While the Glazers still remain at the club, still earn money, still going to be bleeding the club dry. I, for one, am not brainwashed by what the media is putting out there with regards to Sir Jim and his plan for Manchester United. And it is not because I am blinded by wanting Qatar, etc. I feel that Sir Jim wormed his way in, knowing that the fans wanted a full sale. And he certainly doesn't have the money to fully buy the club. Hence the reason why he came up with this elaborate plan to get a piece of the club. His foot in the door, as it was reported. And now he finds himself on the verge of actually getting a piece of the pie. But it's the piece that is the most important to Manchester United, the footballing side. And it's difficult to look and see that he will change it for the better. Because there's no evidence of him doing that before for any club, let alone the size of Manchester United. And I fear that all these promises, all these beautiful things they are putting out in the media might just be them trying to brainwash us as fans. So that Sir Jim can do what he does business-wise and own Manchester United in his own regard. Now let me read to you what has been reported via Simon Stone, and there's quite a few quotes that came out of his article this morning on Sir Jim and the 25% being agreed next week. And it says, Sir Jim Ratcliffe's deal to become a minority shareholder in Manchester United is expected to be agreed during this month's international break, possibly as early as next week. Sir Dave Brailsford will be heavily involved in the running of Manchester United. The Sir Jim Ratcliffe announcement will not be on Monday, given that it is the date of Sir Bobby Charlton's funeral. It is expected Sir Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos Group will pay around 1.25 billion to buy 25% of Man United. The deal is imminent. Sources with a close working knowledge of Sir Jim says it is impossible to imagine he would agree to become a silent partner. Many believe Man United will benefit from a new pair of eyes looking at how it is run. It is not entirely clear, what the structure of the Ineos Man United deal will be, nor if there will be specific dates that would allow Ratcliffe to increase his shareholding. It is thought around £245 million in additional funds will be made available by Ratcliffe for infrastructure works related to the stadium. Now, personally, that's not enough money to do anything with regards to the infrastructure at the club. And secondly, with him getting this 25% and him saying that he's not going to be a silent partner, I do believe that he still won't have the power he thinks he's going to have at the club. I don't think we're going to have imminent changes left, right and centre and see an upturn in form in Manchester United. No. It's going to take a while for Sir Jim to implement anything that he is planning. And hearing the likes of them saying that there's no idea what type of structure he's going to have, that is a red flag. It is alarming, because if you are coming in with your structure and with who you want to bring in and all these beautiful things being put out in the media, you yourself should have a structure in place in your mind of what you want to do. It is also said that fans opposed to the Glazers' continued involvement at Man United, potentially retaining a majority stake, intend to renew their protests at Saturday's Premier League game against Luton at Old Trafford. Now that in itself should tell you that we as fans are still not happy that the Glazers are at the club. We wanted a full sale. That is obvious. We only wanted a full sale. And yes, there are some fans who want Sir Jim to come in and be that hero for us. I'm not for one who wanted him to come in. I wanted us to get Qatar because that was the fresh pair of eyes, the way Simon Stone put it, which is what Sir Jim is going to be. But I feel that Qatar would have been better. That's just my personal opinion. But Sir Jim has a lot of respect that needs to be earned by us as fans. If he can do what he's saying he's going to do, then there will be promising things ahead for us. But right now, it still seems quite bleak of him being this savior for Manchester United. Let's move now on to Luton Town. Now, Luton, we know, are very good at home, but this is an away game. And they will try to cause an upset at Old Trafford. They do see that we are weak. They know that our heads can drop if we do not perform well, if we have certain things in the game go against us. We know that VAR and the referees are not with us, and we don't expect them to be with us. We expect them to be fair. But there are things that are against us. It's us against the world. It's literally us with our backs against the wall, expected to lose. So we must use that as fuel to be better, to show and prove everyone in the world wrong. There are players in that dressing room that are playing for Ten Hag, but there are also players who are against him. And that is not good to have, but you can blame the Glazers for that because they couldn't get rid of certain players. Richard Arnold, John Murtagh are people that could not do what the manager asked of, whether it was buying or selling players. And now we find ourselves in a position where we still see the likes of McTominay and Maguire starting, etc. The likes of Johnny Evans being 35, signed for the club. Now he's injured and won't be available for Luton. So you expect the likes of Varane and Maguire to start at the back. That being said, as a starting 11, I don't think Ten Hag will make a lot of changes based on the way we started the game against Copenhagen. I think only a few changes that can be made, in my opinion. Varane has to come in and start next to Maguire. Reguilon has to start at left back ahead of Delo. And McTominay needs to be replaced by Amrabat. That needs to be the three changes, in my opinion, that would be better for our starting 11. Now, of course, I would expect Ten Hag to play Rashford on the left and Anthony on the right-hand side again, of course, with Højlund up front. But stick with the front three with Garnacho on the left and Rashford on the right-hand side like they were against Copenhagen. They played quite well. Rashford was doing well on the right-hand side before he got sent off for the red card that was not a red card. We saw Liverpool in the Europa League game, the likes of Endo making a similar tackle, and he literally went to make the challenge, was late and should have been sent off, but they gave him a yellow card, which you could say is fair and correct. But it didn't happen that way for Rashford. So there you could see the corruption that VAR, UEFA and FIFA, sorry, not FIFA, the FA, are against Manchester United. We can destroy United with our decisions, but for other clubs we won't do the same. It's there for everyone to see. But Luton Town is a game we should be winning. We need to completely destroyed these type of teams at home. We should have that same performance that we did in the opening half against Copenhagen before everything completely capitulated. We should play that exact same way. We can do it. And playing at home, we are going to have more of the ball, especially against Luton, who is going to sit back, defend, and try and hit us on the counter. So we must and can play the way we did against Copenhagen, and we should win the game comfortably. That is obvious. But we know with these players, it is never obvious. So, in my opinion, Ten Hag has to play this particular team, and this is the team that can get us a win. And then we have certain players returning after the international break, and then we can be stronger for that insane run that we're going to get with the likes of Newcastle and Liverpool that we are going to be facing. But we have to win tomorrow. How many times have I said that? We have to win. Massive game. It is a must win. It's Luton, but we should win. No excuses. But I thank you for joining me in today's video. Enjoy the game tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like, and of course, I appreciate your support. And I thank you if you've watched the video all the way until the end. Continue to support Red Devils Talk. I do appreciate you as the supporter and the fan of the channel. Have a wonderful weekend till we see each other again soon. Bye-bye, Red Devils. Thanks for watching. If you want more content on Manchester United, like, share and subscribe.